Hello, welcome to Read With Me. This is a quiet space for stories, reflection, and faith. A place where we slow down, breathe, and listen together. Today's reading is called Learn to Just Live a Little. It is a story for anyone who has waited, worried, prayed, and wondered what happens when answers don't come the way we expect. Wherever you are, however you are listening, take a breath and read with me. For 3 years, fear sat quietly beside me. It did not shout, it did not threaten, it simply stayed. It stayed through prayers whispered at midnight, through fasts that ended with tears instead of answers, through plans made carefully, then revised again and again, like a house built on sand that still hoped for stone. Fear wore respectable clothes. It called itself responsibility. It answered to wisdom. It disguised itself as faithfulness. But it was fear all the same. I feared running out of time, feared disappointing God, feared being stranded spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of the least. Feared staying, feared leaving, feared choosing wrong. So I lived cautiously, carefully, tightly, until one day everything feared happened. And God said nothing dramatic. He did not thunder, He did not rebuke, He did not explain. He simply said, just live a little. For 3 years, I lived as though life was something I had to survive before I was allowed to enjoy it. Every decision carried fear, every plan felt temporary, every prayer came with urgency. I was always bracing for impact. I believed that once things were resolved, once certainty arrived, once God finally intervened, then I could breathe. But breath kept waiting on permission that never came. Fear did not arrive loudly, it whispered. It sounded like wisdom. It dressed itself as responsibility. It quoted scripture without mercy. It told me, be careful, don't relax, don't get comfortable. And slowly it stole my rest. Fear became background music, so constant I forgot silence existed. Then the moment came. Expirations, deadlines, uncertainty stayed, answers did not rush in. There was no dramatic rescue, no sudden reversal, no voice announcing resolution, just reality. And strangely, I was still here, breathing, standing, held. That was the first revelation. Fear promised destruction, reality offered survival, God offered presence. After fasting, after deliverance prayers, after hoping for a turning point, there was silence, not abandonment, just quiet. I expected correction. I thought God would say, you didn't pray enough, you didn't believe hard enough. But God did not accuse me, He sat with me. And in the holy stillness, I understood something sacred. God was never in a hurry to fix my life. He was more interested in freeing my heart. Waiting had become my identity. Fear had become my posture. Obedience had quietly become anxiety dressed in scripture. And God wanted me free. God did not explain, He invited. Daughter, Son, learn to just live a little, not later, not after, now. At first, it felt almost offensive, like live now with unanswered prayers, with things unresolved. Really? But then I understood. Fear had kept me suspended, always preparing, always bracing, always waiting for life to begin after certainty. And God was saying, life is happening now. I thought surrender meant giving up, but surrender is not collapse. It is release. Release of timelines, release of deadlines, release of expiration dates, release of imagined outcomes, release of the pressure to prove faith by pain, by exhaustion, release of worry. Surrender sounded like this: God, I don't know what comes next. I may not see the rain. I may not see I may not see the rain. I may not see the wind. But surely, certainly, for surety, my valley shall be filled with water. I may not know the future, but I know you, He who holds the future. And I trust you. I trust you enough to live today. And for the first time in years, I allowed myself to inhabit the present. Somewhere along the way, I learned to equate holiness with heaviness, as if joy was suspicious, as if rest was rebellion, as if laughter meant distraction. But God gently corrected me. Faith cannot breathe with so will sorry. Faith that cannot breathe will suffocate. Living a little did not mean abandoning God. It meant trusting Him enough to smile again, to walk without calculating every step, to enjoy without guilt, to hope without control. God did not say fix everything. He said enough fear, enough rehearsing disasters that had not yet happened, enough shrinking life to avoid pain, enough delaying joy until certainty arrived. Because certainty is not a promise God makes, presence is. Living a little became holy, waking up without dread, choosing joy without permission, trusting God beyond outcomes. I learned that worship is not only kneeling, sometimes it is breathing freely, sometimes it is choosing peace, sometimes it is laughing again, sometimes it is letting God carry what you were never meant to hold. Nothing resolved overnight. My situation did not magically change. The future did not suddenly clarify, but I changed. And that was the miracle. Because a heart free from fear can walk anywhere with God. God was not waiting for my circumstances to improve. It was present all along. And it still is. The moment I stopped trying to survive tomorrow, I finally learned how to live today. Thank you for reading with me. If this story met you where you are, you're not alone. May you find the grace to breathe, the courage to rest, and permission to live even while you wait. And until next time, this is Read With Me. Thank you.